Hey folks, thanks for watching Pro Libertate, where I talk about whatever comes to mind. And right now I wanted to talk about my favorite movie for 2019, and that is Alita Battle Angel. This is a delightful movie, and it has all such good elements to it. It's such a good story. Um, and it's surprising that a movie like this is coming out. I mean, it just every time I see something good come out of Hollywood or major studios now, it's just like, oh wow, they still do make good stuff once in a while because there's so many just awful things and there's so many deconstructions and broken heroes and all of that sort of stuff. Um, and the remakes like Ghostbusters where it's all female or the Ocean's 15 or whatever with all female, like these sorts of things. They just undermine once good stories and once good franchises. Alita Battle Angel is it's just fantastic. Like I said, it's my favorite movie of this year. It's one of the few movies I've actually seen more than once in the theater. Um, and we purchased the Blu-ray as well, just because you vote with your dollars. This is a movie I want to support. And yet again, so over here on Rotten Tomatoes, it's the usual kind of thing, um, where you see the scores. Um, the critics, not really big fans. Again, 61%. So that's more than 50%. So they didn't give it a major thumbs down. 61% is not very high though. But then 93% of the audience was like, "This is fantastic. This is a really good movie," and it is. And so again, it's one of the movies with a female lead, but it's not like this fake, female lead where she's basically acting like a man. I mean, I remember seeing Gavin McGinnis say at one time, just my level of belief in a movie just can't take watching Angelina Jolie kick the crap out of a dozen Navy SEALs again. I just can't do it. I don't know. You know, you need to give a rationale for that, right? So if somebody's got superpowers or they're cybernetic or whatever, you can explain those sorts of things, right? But great movie, thoroughly enjoyed it, and I can't say enough good things about it. I'll try to avoid spoilers. I mean, it's been out for almost, I don't know, 8-9 months or so. So, um, you know, uh, yeah, there's definite kind of I want to say non-canonical biblical overtones in here, right? Kind of references to the you know fallen angels, that kind of a thing. So, but without going too far into it, all I can do is just endorse the movie. It's a very good movie. It's well written. I hope they make another one, and I will gladly go and see it. Apparently, it's based on comics. I haven't read those. I kind of would like to actually. Um, and it was an anime film years and years ago as well. And what was really clever with the movie was some of the art, or how they did it. So this is an actual actress. I forget her name, and they just CGI'd over her to give her an otherworldly feel because she's not from Earth, right? It's really kind of a clever little special effect thing that they did. I'll just play the trailer and just leave it at that. It's a good movie. I mean, out of a scale of 0 to 10, well, I would give it maybe high 8, 8.9, something like that. I mean, it's not a masterpiece. It's not in that masterpiece level, but so it's not quite there. But it's a very good movie, best movie, major movie this year. All right. I'll skip the trailer if you're you can watch that on your own if you're interested. But as you can see, yeah, they CGI'd over her, made her eyes a little bigger. And this is all intentional. It's the her big eyes, they conveyed her innocence, right? So at this point, let me just I'll say, if you don't want to hear any spoilers, tap out here. I'll go into it a little bit. I'm not gonna do the full story, but I want to give a brief analysis of it. So basically, so again, tap out if you don't want the spoilers, and come back later. So basically, the movie starts off with this scientist finding Alita, and in a scrapyard, and she's this cyborg, but unlike any others, right? And as the story progresses, and he gives her this cybernetic body. He gives people cybernetic body parts. He's basically a surgeon. So if you lose a leg, he gives you a cybernetic leg, right? So you can continue walking around and stuff and running and all that. And so he gives Alita a body, and it was his daughter's body. And she's unique, though. She so there's a few images. So she literally fell from heaven, right, into the earth. She's innocent. She comes into this tainted world, and it's just really wonderful. The first act of the movie, seeing her innocence as she discovers the world as this unfallen creature. I mean, she literally fell, but she's from another place, right? So she's not corrupted by the world. She's just, here it is, and she's exploring it, and it's fantastic. It's really neat to see her childlikeness and her innocence in this dirty, corrupt world. And as the story progresses, we just see how corrupt the world is, and evil. Everything the society has become with the governing body over it. And so it's a journey for her of self-discovery, as well as discovery of the world around her and how things are working, and ultimately finding a cause. And so it's a great little hero's journey, and she takes up the mantle of defending the weak and fighting against the oppressors. And beyond that, I mean, it's great little action sequences for fight, and they are meaningful. They aren't just trivial fight scenes or just one extended battle, right, without any meaning. The fights actually mean something. And that's one of the things that's lacking in a lot of action movies. And, I mean, people, who just want a popcorn flick with, stuff blowing up, and, that's fine, that's not my cup of tea. I want the action to actually mean something. So, we watched John Wick a while ago, watched the first one, and it's okay. It's just one long fight scene. And then I remember watching John Wick 2, and I'm like, oh, it's the same thing. So I didn't even watch number 3, It's just one long fight scene with very little meaning or purpose behind it, right? It's not my cup of tea, right? Some cool action, don't get me wrong. The action was fantastic in those movies, but it's got to mean something, Never watched those Fast and Furious movies. But anyway, so with... again, Alita, there's a lot of little allusions here. So the city floating over, so there was all these floating cities over the earth at one point, and Alita and her army of basically Martians, right? But they're angels, okay? So these angels are fighting against these overlords on Earth. And you realize how evil these guys are as the story progresses. They're just horrible people. And so they're ultimately defeated, though. And so there's one city left, this city called Zalem. And apparently in the comics or in the books, the city below is called Jeru, right? So you got Jerusalem, right? You put it together. So this is all intentional. There's a lot of biblical imagery. It's like Book of Enoch kind of stuff with the angels and all that. Um, you know, so um, yeah, it's a great little story. This is an actual strong female lead, where she's still feminine and she can kick butt. You know, it's not like these female leads where they're smoking cigars and acting like a guy. You know, that sort of thing. It's just obnoxious to me. Um, but it's a great little story, without just recounting the whole thing. You know, but there's like I'm saying, there's a lot of imagery to you know, forgotten extra canonical books of the Bible, like the Book of Enoch, and that sort of thing. So anyway, can't recommend it enough. It's a good movie. Like I said, yeah, probably like 8.9, 8.7, 8.8, somewhere on that scale. Much better than any of the other movies I've seen this year. Better than Endgame, I would say. Avengers, which was quite good, and that's in the 8s as well for me. It wasn't as good as Infinity War, which I thought was the better of the two. But good movie. It's movie of the year, as far as I'm concerned. But I guess The Rise of Skywalker hasn't come out yet, so Alita might get bumped. I don't foresee that happening. All right, like, share, subscribe if you enjoy this, and take care.